Hi guys, Happy New Year. I know it's been a really long time since I have done a video, but I just wanted to come on here and give you an update as to what I've been up to during my little hiatus and what I'm looking forward to in this new year. And also take some time to reflect. Starting out with the fact that 2025 was not the biggest year for us in terms of growth, I would say, but I do think there were a lot of learnings and improvement coming out of it. We had a lot of bumps along the way, and it ended up being about the same in terms of revenue and profit as the year before. But I think given the challenges that we had, that's actually not a bad thing. That we at least stayed stagnant and didn't go in the opposite direction. So some of the obstacles and challenges that I'm referring to is, first of all, Etsy. It's become pretty evident to me that a lot of brands are experiencing the same thing. So we were banned around summertime. I think it was maybe June or May, around the time that I launched Elise Galleria, actually. I had spent the first 5 months building the website, reaching out to different brands and vendors and getting them on board. I had to add and revise over 1,000 SKUs. So that was a lot of work for me, and also website building is not really my forte. That's why I originally planned to launch it in February or March. I ended up waiting until May because I wanted everything to be close to perfect. I even delayed launch for a few weeks, and then I saw a few other vendors come through at the last minute. That gave me a little bit more time to just make everything a bit more polished. After launching Elise Galleria, we were banned from Etsy, and then I appealed it, and Etsy denied the appeal right away. It's almost like the people who were responding to me were not people. I'm pretty sure that they were robots, which was just very disappointing, that entire process. I'll make another video about that separately, but yeah, it just sort of rubbed me the wrong way that Etsy as a company would discourage sellers from growing, basically. It's almost like you grow to a certain point and they accuse you of doing something that you didn't do, but it's actually because you've just grown too big for their platform. Essentially, I'm glad we're not on Etsy anymore. I think we've turned the page, moved on to another chapter, and on to bigger and better things. So speaking of that, I revived our Amazon. I finally managed to get our account reactivated, which is a whole nother thing. After talking to customer service multiple times, I was like, okay, let's just give this another try. Just the sheer amount of customers that are on Amazon is an opportunity in and of itself to give your brand more exposure. Even though it's expensive, the fees are high, it doesn't end up being that profitable for us. I'm hoping that over time they'll be converted into lifetime customers. So it's just a matter of being there at the right place at the right time. But yeah, that was a big pivot for us. And then going into the third and fourth quarter of 2025, my full-time job became a lot more demanding, even more than it was at the beginning of the year. And so I had to spend a lot of time on those projects. And then leading up to December, I had very, very tight timelines. And so I sort of put everything Fur Elise on the back burner for a while. And that's why I didn't post nearly as much as I wanted to. I think I maybe had posted a few times a month and then skipped some months, and definitely saw a drop in our followers. But at some point, you just have to assess your priorities. And for me, although I love my business and it really drives me, I think having been at the same company for over 10 years, I don't want to lose or let go of something that I worked so hard for. And so this December, I actually went on my first international work trip, which is really exciting for me. And coincidentally, it was also to Shanghai, which I love, and I maybe would consider living there one day. And I think I'm really glad and really proud of myself for overcoming my anxiety and my fears and just doing what's best for me, working hard and pushing myself to show up and outperform my past self. I was in Shanghai for most of December, and I ended up going there for about 2 weeks for a workshop. Took off about a week, and then we have around 2 weeks time for winter break, and then I came back. I feel very, very lucky to have had that time off, and I think it allowed me to sort of rejuvenate myself and get into the right mindset for the new year. I think it's just very important to spend time with family, especially around the holidays. That's always been one of my values, is to be there with your loved ones and to come home. So after I was in China, I was back at my parents' home for a few weeks and just being around them, talking with them, helping them out whenever I could, whether it's like with chores or buying them things that they needed. So I think it was a really good time for me to just sit back and relax a bit. I think 2025 in general was important for us. I think we're right where we're supposed to be. We gained a lot of wholesale business. I'm thrilled to be working with all of the wonderful retailers that we have. I hope that those partnerships continue. And then just to give you a little peek into what we're planning, I have been talking to some of my suppliers and working on samples for several exciting things to come. And I will say they include apparel, they include toys, and maybe some other accessories for pet parents. I'm also hoping to revamp our brand rep program and really get it back to where it was before. I know we used to be super engaged with all of our brand reps and all of our affiliates, and we were continuously trying to improve that program, and then it just stagnated this past year. And so now I'm looking at several options to have a bit more of a formal program and actually have social campaigns with the right amount of tracking that takes some of the work off from my plate. If it's easier for me to manage, I think it will be a lot better for everyone. Having the same amount of engagement as before, hopefully, but reallocating some of that cost, I think will be very helpful. More to come on that, and then hopefully in the next few weeks I will be able to launch that program as well. What else? I think I have a couple trips coming up for leisure, but also I'll probably be working through them anyway because work has still been pretty busy for me this year. So in my corporate job, we're working on a few pretty big programs. That's going to take up some of my time inevitably, but I do hope to get into a more consistent posting schedule, and if I can, I hope to be posting more videos like this. But if there's anything that you want to hear from me, or if there are any questions that you have about anything really, anything founder related or product related or business related or even personal related, feel free to let me know in the comments. And if you are new here, feel free to subscribe if you want to hear more. If you are a customer or if you just love our brand, thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a lovely start to your new year.